Hey, it's Ethan with ComTech. So today I want to talk about a tip that I give very often. So often, you can see here, this is a pretty old picture of me from a couple of years ago where I shaved. We did a big event at our Connect event, our annual live event, where it was all Back to the Future theme. So I was Marty, but I give this tip all the time. This is just some of the other pictures from the event. We had a real DeLorean there. But I've been given this tip for a very long time. And I get people all the time that ask me, number one, how much time does this save you each week? And number two, can you show me how to do it? So I wanted to take this time to create this video. The first thing is, for me, at minimum, this tip saves me somewhere around an hour a week of back and forth emailing with people trying to get schedules aligned. It's easy and quick to set up, less than 15 minutes, as you'll see here. And then finally, this is probably the most important part, it's free, which I think everybody likes. So let's get into what the tip actually is. Now, I am going to use Calendly in this example. You can use something like Bookings, but it's up to you. The tip is connecting your calendar to a tool like this to allow people to schedule on your calendar. And I'll go through exactly how to make it very, very simple. If you've ever emailed with me before and you sent me an email and said, hey, can we schedule a meeting for later in the week? It's almost guaranteed that I replied back and said, use the link below in my signature. And I sent you this and you would click there and you would be able to choose whatever time works for you. So who is this for? Who's the tip for? It's mainly for people that have a lot of meetings. If you're emailing back and forth a lot with your clients or maybe even with your internal staff and you're emailing back and forth saying, hey, can you meet on Tuesday? What about Wednesday? No, I have this appointment, that sort of thing. All of that back and forth, that is what this tip is designed to eliminate every bit of that. So these are the steps we're going to go through, and I'm going to go relatively quick. Obviously, you guys are going to have this video so you can go back and watch it at a slower pace. But we're going to talk about how to connect your calendar, setting up your available times so no one books when they shouldn't. Nobody wants a meeting at 8 p.m. at night. And then we're going to set up an email signature with your link to make it very simple. And then finally, I'm going to recommend that you start using this tip tomorrow. Don't wait a week. Go ahead and set it up. If you watch this video, go and take the action. That way you can start getting benefits. So the first thing is we're going to connect your calendar. Now, again, I said I'm going to go out to calendly.com. You can use whatever tool you want. Calendly is not paying me to say this. I don't have any sort of relationship with those guys. I just like how it connects into my calendar. So if you go out there, I'm going to choose sign up with Microsoft. I know most of our clients use Microsoft. So I'm going to click sign up with Microsoft. It's going to ask me for my email. In this case, I'm going to use Thor from the Avengers, thor@comtechnc.com. It's going to ask for my password. I type that in. It's then going to ask me for a multi-factor authentication code. I'll type that in. If your system doesn't ask you for a multi-factor authentication code, maybe you haven't set that up, I recommend you check out this video. I'll leave a link in the description below, but I have a whole video on why you need to set up multi-factor and how simple it is. Now, let's go back to the tip. So once we're logged in, what we're going to see is Calendly is going to ask, hey, I need access to your calendar. So you're going to have to click accept. When you click accept, this is where potentially, depending on when you're watching this video, I'm recording this video in May of 2025. When I took screenshots of Calendly at that time, this is what it looked like. If you see something a little bit different, just keep following through the video and try to step through it on calendly.com. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll be more than happy to help. It's just asking me, who are you planning on using this with? So I said on my own. I click next. I chose customer success. You can choose whatever you would like. Doesn't matter. I click next. It's saying, hey, again, we're going to connect to this calendar. Is that correct? And I said, yes. Next. Now, let's talk about setting up the available times. Now, I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday with a 1 hour lunch, something around there. Now, you'll notice that I put 9 to 5. So when I put 9 to 5, I want to give myself a little bit of time in the morning. And then in this case, it's allowing me to book up until the end of the day. So what I'll do is we'll edit that here. But first thing I'll do is check my time zone, make sure it's correct. Then I'm going to hit the plus arrow and I'm going to edit this a little bit. You can see I've edited it to say 9 to 12 on Monday and then 1 to 4. Now I'm giving myself an hour lunch. I'm also shaving off. As I said, I started work at 8 to 5. I started at 9 and I ended at 4. That way no one can book a time at the very end of the day or right first thing in the morning. So that's the way I did it. And then I'm going to click the copy button, which is right here. And I'm just going to copy that Tuesday through Friday. So very simple. When I do that, this is what it looks like. This is my schedule. You edit it however you would like. If you don't want to work on Wednesday, just end Wednesday. That's fine. Hit an X on that. Whatever you would like. I'm going to click next. It's then going to ask, how do you want people to meet with you? Do you want phone call, Teams, Zoom? You can use multiple of these options, by the way. I click phone call for this demo, and it's just simple. It says if you choose this and somebody clicks that link, it's going to say, what number would you like for me to call you on? So next. Okay, so now we're at step 2. Now, this step is optional. At this point, you could stop here. You could copy that link, click the share button, you could copy it, and you can move to step 3. I'm going to show you a couple other customizations that I personally put in here. So I'm going to click the gear icon on that little screen there in Calendly. I'm going to click edit, and I want to show you some of the things that I cover. The first thing is the duration. It defaults to 30 minutes. You could put it to 60 minutes or whatever you would like. The location we already talked about. I selected phone call. You could choose that, and you could add a Microsoft Teams option or a Zoom option. And then the availability, I expanded the availability just to show you what the default options are. So right now, people can book times up to 60 days in advance. And then I also put in here, they need at least 4 hours notice. I like those options. That way nobody clicks the link and books a time within 10 minutes of clicking the link, and then I don't have time to prepare. So that's what I do. When you close the availability, I click on more options, and there's only, I believe, one thing in here that I mentioned. So the description, you can put whatever you want. You book a meeting with Ethan and we can talk about anything you want. You can customize that however you would like. The limits and buffers, this is what I wanted to highlight. So when you click that, you're going to have some options here. I set it up this way. I set it up to where no one can book a meeting that is right after a meeting or right before a different one. Again, I'm trying to customize this to make sure that my clients can use the link, but they also don't book times that are super inconvenient for me, and I don't have time to prepare for the meetings. If you don't want to do that, just skip that step. And then the final thing I'll mention is the invitee form. It's asking all your questions, so you could put anything you want in there. Tell me your ticket number, or tell me 3 things about this service ticket, or whatever it is that you want to meet about before we meet. You can customize that, and you can really customize it. We'll save the changes. When we do that, we're going to go to step 3. We're going to set up your email signature. So again, I'm going to show you how to create an email signature just like this with a hyperlink that goes to that place we just created. So in Outlook, click New Email, click Signature. When you do that, you're going to click New. I'm going to call mine Thor Booking. So we click OK. You're going to enter all your signature information into this box right here. Remember to include that line that says, please click this link. That here, the word here, needs to be a hyperlink. So when people click it, it actually goes to that Calendly page or bookings page. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight it, and then you're going to click that button up there at the top right. It's going to bring up this screen. Now, what we're going to want to do is put, actually, if we go back to Calendly, you can see we just need to copy that, or we can click share, or we can click copy. They made it very simple. We're going to take that link and we're going to put it right there in that address bar. And then we're going to click OK. Now, what we just did is we made it to where when somebody clicks that, the word here, it's going to launch that Calendly link. So you can see it's all there. We're going to click OK. Now, what's going to happen here? You're almost done. So, or you are pretty much done. What's going to happen at this point? The next time somebody emails you and says, hey, can you meet on Tuesday or can you meet on Wednesday? What you're going to type out here is, hey, I'd love to meet with you. Please use the link below in my signature to grab a time. You're going to click signature. You're going to click Thor booking. When you do that, your link is going to come up, or your signature is going to come up with your link. And that, I promise you, if you have a lot of meetings, this will save you time. It's a whole lot of back and forth that you don't have to do. Are you available? Are you not available? And when they book the time, it shows up on their Outlook calendar. It shows up on your Outlook calendar. I know I just went through a lot and I did it relatively quickly. As I said, here's a recap. We went over a lot of stuff, but I highly recommend that you do this. I'll do all these and then start tomorrow. If you have any questions whatsoever, we're always here to help. Go out to our website or leave a comment below. Have a great day.